Hi, I'm Em. I'm a yogi, an eternal student. I love sharing my habits, experience, strength, and my hope for the future with all of you in the hopes of building a sustainable community where we support each other on this spiritual journey of realizing our true selves and our place in this great universe. I'd love to have you join me. Hit the subscribe button, tap the bell for notifications, and share this video with a friend. Thank you.
One of my girlfriends shared recently that she felt that she was taken advantage of by a chiropractor here on post. Now, unfortunately, this is not the first woman who has brought this chiropractor and his tendencies to be overtly manipulative with his language and accidentally sexual with his verbiage. It's really a shame. He words things in a way that leaves the women feeling like if they are to speak up, it would be their fault because they are perceiving the situation incorrectly. Now, I am very, very, very passionate about healthcare, in case you have not noticed. I am even more passionate about self-care, and there's a reason and a history behind that. I too have been professionally and personally abused by chiropractors, personal trainers, massage therapists, typically people that we give access to our sensitive spaces in the hopes that they will assist us in finding safety and comfort within our own bodies, yet somehow we end up leaving feeling dirty inside, like we picked up some type of emotional baggage that is not ours to carry. This, my friends, is why I advocate so strongly for the importance of learning proper self-care. We cannot control the actions of other people. We can report it, we can follow up, we can do our due diligence, but we cannot change the world. We only can change how we choose to interact with the world. And we were discussing the importance of self-care because it is so easy to experience abuse from our care providers, whether they be massage therapists, chiropractors, general practitioners to whom we look for advice and help in our bodies. I found it is so common for Americans in general, and especially our generation, to be out of tune with our bodies. And we're so out of tune with sensation in our bodies because there's so much happening all around us. Our stress loads are pretty intense. In fact, maybe higher than previous generations, and yet we are stepping into this role of leading this next generation. And for some reason, our body is just not able to show up for us the way that we need it to. Whether it be digestive issues, immune issues, fatigue issues, etc. And whether it be an emotional, a mental, a physical crisis, it doesn't super matter, except that it be one of these three, or maybe it might even be all three at the same time because we've put things off for a while. And so then maybe we seek help. And maybe we are already feeling vulnerable, and when we reach out for that help, We feel that that teacher has taken advantage of our vulnerability. Oftentimes, we can allow these circumstances to keep us from pursuing our healthcare journey, our self-care journey, but I am here to share with you guys the importance of slowing down, tuning in to the sensations in our bodies, so we can learn to recognize warning signals, whether they be from our brain, from our heart, from our body, until we sit with it. Tuning out the distractions, we're not going to know any different. So this is our first responsibility, to know ourselves. What I am doing here is called Abhyanga. This is an Ayurvedic practice, and it is a self-massage. Now, my self-massage does not necessarily look like anybody other self's massage. Why is that? It's because although our bodies are structured in similar fashions, we experience different traumas throughout our lifetime. And our bodies actually store the memories of these traumas inside of our tissues. That's right, our fascia is our biggest memory retainer, even bigger than our brain. Why is that worth noting? Well, our fascia is our second skin. It is the skin that lives underneath and around and surrounding our skin, our muscles, our cells, our blood vessels, everything. It is the messenger system of our entire body. So everything travels through our fascia. Sight, sound, sensation, feeling, touch, reaction. These things stem from how our nervous system is doing, from how our spine is feeling. How many of us have back pain? Like, can I get a freaking amen? So the purpose of this massage, in very feral layman terms, is to literally align my body from head to toe and fit my fascia back together. You guys will see me doing a lot of stretching of my right side on the rib cage and the hip. One time I took a dive off the back of a motorcycle. Like, sometimes we do these things in life. And that tension that happened when our body hit the ground stayed in my body. And so now I have the privilege of reliving different scenarios in my life as I refit my fascia from fear to freedom. Because we have to process the shit out. When we stay stuck, well, we stay stuck. Our bodies are so smart, and our mind is so helpful that if we choose to stay stuck, we may experience temporary improvement or a higher volume of distraction to remain victimized by until a later date. Our fascia assists us in this adaptation by literally molding to our mood. What stays stuck and disconnected between our mind and our body freezes and dehydrates in our relating tissues. This is actual science. Did you know pressure and explosive motion rehydrates and rebounds your fascia? Stomping our feet, pressing into our flesh, stretching in accordance with our breaths, paying attention to the inhale and the exhale, always lengthening on our inhales and pressing out through the spine, lifting up on the pelvis in that exhale, pressing our lower belly into the spine so that we can expel any stale air that might be hanging around in our lungs. Those toxins are just left to fester if we don't squeeze them out. For the record, I'm sure no one else cares to know, but I find this absolutely fascinating that all native cultures have some type of stomping tribal dance. So crazy how we colonized ourselves out of our own well-being. Like creatures in a cage. Let's rise, witches. As we inhale, we send freshly oxygenated blood to our tissues. Primarily the tissues that we're currently engaging in our body or in our mind. We could also be visualizing a muscle or an organ or a tendon if we cannot currently engage it. Remember, fascia responds to our nervous system. Authentic healing only takes place when the body feels safe. That's why we knock people out with drugs or hypnotherapy for surgery or particularly painful procedures. Keeping our mind focused on slowly, gently expanding our inhale throughout the entire body is the general purpose of my private practice and or the practice of yoga asana. I shift and flow into the boundaries and supports that I have set up for my physical temple as my feral subconscious slowly shifts into safe mode and my temple is able to naturally restore its prescripted tension. Remember, we can always create a shift in our body. It oftentimes starts with creating a shift in our mind and then sticking to it. The more I practice this type of union with myself, the better I know when something is really off and I need outside help. I'm better able to articulate the type of help that I need, and I'm better able to understand the boundaries of my emotional and physical body. The message is not that we don't need these caretakers. It is that we need ourselves more. We need to know ourselves. We need to know our self-intention, and we need to know ourselves at ease. That way we can recognize when we're not at ease.